This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the LD Micro Main Event 2013 at the Lux Hotel in Bel Air, California. I have with me Mr. Will Gibbs of American Sands Energy Corp. It's a publicly traded company and the symbol is AMSE. Will, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Shelley, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you. Let's get right into the story of your company.
Great. Thanks. American Sands Energy is a oil sands production company which uses a revolutionary new technology to extract oil from oil sands. We currently have 150 million barrels that we're working on building a plant to extract the oil from such sand, and we plan on being in production 24 months from the time we get our funding.
Where is the sands located?
Our oil sands project is located in Utah, approximately 120 miles southeast of Salt Lake City, near the city of Price.
If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a question for many of our listeners and viewers. They may not know how oil is extracted from sands.
Well, our process is unique because we use a solvent which mixes with the sand. It extracts the oil and floats to the top. The oil solvent mixture is then filtered for any sand that's left, and then it goes through a simple distillation process to remove the chemical. The chemical is all recirculated. The sand goes through the system in the same way. When the sand is cleaned from the oil, it goes through a heating process. The chemicals then evaporated off, and so we get clean sand, we get oil, and we have no other effect on the environment.
You know, you hear about oil sands projects up in Canada, in the United States, around, different parts of the world. How did you find this?
We actually discovered this by a company that was working on cleaning up oil spills, and we took that technology and applied it to oil sands. We're much different than the Canadian companies because we don't use water in our process, and consequently we don't have tailings ponds. So all you get from our process is oil and clean sand, and the sand is actually so clean you can use it for a child's sandbox.
That's pretty interesting. Now, what's your background?
My background is...
You played in a sandbox, be honest.
Yeah, I play in the sandbox. Now, I originally started my career as an attorney, specializing in venture financing and small company startup. I also did a lot of oil and gas financing. And I migrated to this because my family actually has owned a piece of this property for a number of years. We initially tried to develop it back in the 1980s with Chevron, but oil prices didn't cooperate, and it hasn't been until now that we could really come up with a financially viable process that could extract the oil from the sand.
When do you think you'll be going online?
We will be online within 24 months of getting our permanent financing completed. So if we do that this month or next month, we'll be in line in 2 years from now.
And the key operating word for me that is still stuck in my head is 150 million barrels.
Right. Well, we currently have 150 million barrels, but we also have the opportunity to expand that significantly in the area with adjacent oil sands deposits. So we can actually go from 150 million to 650 million barrels, all on private property. So we don't have to deal with the federal government. We don't have to deal with BLM requirements. We only have to deal with the state of Utah, which is a very friendly mining state.
So what are you going to do with all the sand? Let's get real. You're going to build a beach in Utah? What?
No, actually.
Hey, if you can have an offshoot and another product, that's not bad either.
Well, we would love to sell the sand. We actually haven't done the work to know if we can do that or not. The initial plan is to actually use the sand to reclaim the mine after we mine the oil from it.
Sounds all good to me. What's the website?
Our website is americansandsenergy.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will Gibbs, American Sands Energy Corp. The publicly traded company symbol is AMSE. We're at the LD Micro Main Event 2013 at the Lux Hotel in Bel Air, California. I'm Shelley Craft. This is SNNLive. Will, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much, Shelley.